School's 2025 Shawn P. Cotter Invitational Tournament. This two-day tournament is sponsored by Abington Bank in honor of the legacy of Shawn Cotter. Mr. Cotter was a dedicated, admired resident of our town who served his community as chairman of Abington Bank, as town council for the town of Abington, as an Abington public high school teacher, and as a basketball, tennis, and soccer coach for the Green Wave. Shawn passed away after a courageous battle with cancer, and this tournament is played each year in his name, as Shawn was a true fan and avid supporter of high school sports. On behalf of Abington Bank, we wish to thank the teams, families, and fans of Canton High, Millis High, Rockland High, and Abington High for taking part in this year's Shawn P. Cotter Invitational Tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to tonight's championship game featuring Abington High School and Rockland High School. We ask you now, please direct your attention to the visitors' bench area as we announce the starting lineup for the Rockland Bulldogs. Starting at guard, number 3, junior Jomo Bear. Starting at forward, number 32, junior Will Carpini. Starting at guard, number 20, senior Daniel Johnson. Starting at forward, number 21, senior captain Brandon Camo. And starting at forward, number 24, senior captain Dominic White. Rockland is led by head coach Fred Damon and assistants Chuck McDonald, Dan Bailey, Matt Anzalone, and Stone Damon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming your Abington Green Wave varsity basketball team. Starting tonight for the Green Wave, at guard, number 12, sophomore Jack Riley. Starting at forward, number 11, junior captain Kingston Maxwell. Starting at forward, number 20, junior captain Tyler Stady. At center, number 0, senior captain Jake McSherry. And starting at guard, number 10, senior captain Michael Riley. The Green Wave are led by head coach Peter Serino and assistant coaches Jason Brown, Chris Marquardt, Bud Madden, Frank Cormos, Trent Washington, and team manager Javier Montano. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now all please rise and remove your hats as we pay tribute to our country and to those who defend our freedom by playing our national anthem.
Hello and welcome back into the gymnasium here at Abington High School for Game 4, the fourth and final game of the 2025 Shawn P. Cotter Invitational Tournament. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. Pleasure to be joined alongside by Chris Coyle. This one, an old-time matchup. The Rockland Bulldogs, the Abington Green Wave, a tale as old as time. Chris, tell us what we can expect to see tonight.
Let's go. We keep on saying Rockland's not a three-point shooting team, Matt, and every single time we get out here, they start shooting the three. So I think we'll see. I'm hopeful that Abington turned the corner at halftime against Millis on Monday night and got that offense going. And let's go. This is an interesting setup here for the tip that I've never quite seen.
Turn the corner. Indeed, they did. They were down 28-21 at the half on Monday against the Millis Mohawks. They scored 67 points, Chris, in the second half.
It was impressive
to take down the Mohawks and earn their spot here in the championship game tonight. Rockland, on the other hand, defeated the Canton Bulldogs in the first semifinal of the evening. What do you expect to see from Coach Fred Damon's squad?
They're going to play tough, right? Rockland's tough. Their mentality is going to be tough the whole time. I'm sure there's now it's a second meeting, like the second meeting between these two teams. The stuff learned from the first. We see Dominic White take it to the hoop. I mean, he's their catalyst as far as I'm concerned. So I think he's the one to try to limit on their side.
Starters for the Green Wave: Jack and Michael Riley, Jake McSherry, Kingston Maxwell, and Tyler Stady. Familiar lineup for the Bulldogs now in their third meeting of the season with the Green Wave. They've got Dominic White along out there with Daniel Johnson, Jomo Byer, Brendan Como, and Will Carpine.
Maxwell three's off the mark, but Michael Riley runs down and rebounds. 80 for three.
Stady far side wing. And one of the keys to the game is get him going early because once he starts, he can't stop.
Yes.
He only attempted one shot in that first half the other night against Millis. Once he got a couple of looks in the second half, that's when the Green Wave started to pull away.
Yeah, once he gets going, just either gets everybody going or they just start getting the ball to him. Everything else opens up. Couple of games that most of the games I've been here for, once he's the catalyst to the offense. Once he gets going, everybody gets going.
Byer on the far side, now Dominic White. The Bulldogs they're visiting navy blue jerseys, silver trim around the white numbers and lettering. The Green Wave in their home whites as Johnson takes along two, no good. Maxwell careens the rebound. Maxwell short jumper, no good. Still bouncing around. Michael Riley was in the scrum for the loose ball, ultimately reeled in by Dominic White. Riley tipped it out over Will Carpine, the junior.
Coach Damon ready to go early.
The latest MIAA Division III boys basketball power rankings, the Green Wave coming in at 7th with a record of 16-5. Of course, these last two games are exclusionary games, don't count towards the scheduling as it is a tournament. Allowed 2 of those per year, so the Green Wave always use the Cotter tournament as those exclusions. Green Wave with an average margin of 5.14 in the power ranking system. That is the margin of victory that you hear talked about so often. If you win by 10, 15, 20, it doesn't matter. If it's more than, say, 5, I don't know what the exact numbers are for basketball.
It's 10. 10's the cap.
So if you win by less than 10, you get X amount of power rankings points. If you win by more than 10, you get a little extra carrot dangled in front of you. Daniel Johnson now gives over to Jomo Byer. White for Johnson down low. Passing for Carpine. He tried to throw it off of McSherry, but the big man, little jump step, quick on his feet, able to keep it in bounds and come away with the steal.
Ball went thud.
That was one of the recurring themes we talked about through that first half is once you get McSherry going down low on the boards, that opens up so many other things, and he looks invested early.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know if he was, everybody, right? Everybody in the world, it feels like, is run down in some way, shape, or form. So maybe he might have been dealing with something at the same time too, or just the simple. Sometimes the matchups, right? The speed of Millis may have been tough for him on the defensive end.
Jack Riley 3-on-1, tosses it up for Kingston Maxwell, and he puts it off the window and in. 7-0 Green Wave here, about halfway through the first quarter.
Much better start for Abington than we've seen last week or so.
The awareness defensively, especially.
Yeah.
Another look at the Tyler Stady steal. Bulldogs still looking for the first bucket. You get the feeling if it doesn't come on this possession, maybe Coach Stamen calls a timeout. Johnson heaves up the deep three. As we usually like to mention, the deep ball is not part of Rockland's game typically, but when they're in this gymnasium, something changes. And
usually they're falling early for them, then they kind of teeter out. But right now, they're not halfway through the first quarter. They haven't been able to find the bottom of the net yet.
Michael Riley triggers from baseline. Maxwell catches and shoots over everybody. He was held up, and he'll be at the line for 2 shots. He was perfect from the charity stripe on Monday night.
Yeah, that helped get them going too. He got to the line, got the easy points there. But a combination of him, Stady, and McSherry just got and Jack Riley. Jack Riley came out and
couple of
threes to start that off too.
The
third quarter. I know we'll probably see him again, but the toughness and the grit that Tikhonov brought off the bench on Monday night.
Phenomenal effort for Tikhonov on Monday. Karpine goes over a couple of Green Wave bodies, and Rockland on the board, 3:43 to go in the first.
Oh, nice
look.
Vision
Vision down low. It's Maxwell with another 2.
Great look by Michael Riley.
Far side, it's Karpine. This is off to Johnson. Johnson working against Jack Riley. Johnson heaves up another 3. That one doesn't go. Maxwell, another rebound. He's got Michael Riley coming down the near wing. Might have been tipped out by White. Now Rockland back the other way. White high off glass, no good. Offensive board for Bayer. He's fouled by Stady.
It's an all right foul. Make him earn it from the line.
Flicks in his first attempt, 11-3. Green Wave lead by 8. Here comes Jake Levy. Maxwell again. Looked like he was going to go pull up 3. McSherry gives to Michael Riley for the short mid-range jumper. And Riley's shot is true.
Mad Dog, that shot is not as easy as it looks. So that's one of those tough ones sometimes, right in the middle of where you know full not a layup, but not full extension.
And from that angle, no glass to use and bail you out. Jack, now Michael, drives in, kicks back to Jack. He'll take the quick 3. That one off the back rim. Rebound brought in by Jack Sleduke, one of the 3 senior captains.
Nice block there by McSherry with the pin.
Stolen away by Levy. Less than 2 minutes to go. Leduc has to spin back.
Good defense by Stady there.
McSherry up for Jack Riley. He'll dish back to Stady. Corner 3. It's good. And a timeout.
There's the timeout.
Called by Rockland. 92 seconds remain in the first quarter. Green Wave quadrupling up the Rockland Bulldogs 16-4 as we take a look at that block by McSherry.
Yep.
That's been the biggest change that I've noticed so far tonight, Chris, between Monday and tonight, is the early locked-inness of the Green Wave on defense.
Locked in on defense, and it's leading into transition offense for them, getting easier looks, open looks, get that move going too. Here we see is this look State. He's corner 3 right before the timeout by Damon.
Doesn't need a lot of room or a lot of time. His second triple of the night. Kingston Maxwell already with 8 points early in this first quarter.
Looks like Chris Patterson and Tickenoff about to check in for the Riley brothers after this timeout.
Part of that second rotation that I like to refer to them as the energy line on a hockey team. When Patterson and Tickenoff get in, they're going to go diving for every ball. They're going to fight for every rebound. They're going to move some bodies underneath, and they're in there with McSherry, Stady, and Maxwell. So a couple of talented scorers in there. And right off the rip, Brandon Como hits a 3-pointer. First triple of the night for Rockland.
Good after timeout possession by Fred Damon's crew. Nice
McSherry contested layup. Counted and one. LeDuc called for the contact down low. Como grabs the rebound for Rockland. Travel called on Johnson. He slid a little bit.
I wasn't sure on that. Looked like it, but then they didn't call it, and then they called it maybe a little late. Under a minute.
Taken off. Maxwell, Stady, heat check 3. That one's offline.
Nice
rebound
play.
tipped by McSherry to Patterson for 2.
Yeah, McSherry's energy looks to be much higher level than it was the other night.
Another 3 thrown in by Como. Maxwell crosses over, dumps for Tiganov's 3. That one's good. He didn't score any points on Monday night. He still had the impact, but he hits the early triple here to give the Green Wave a 13-point lead. Stolen away by Maxwell.
Nice look by
Stady
Patterson.
underneath. The assist to Patterson. White throws up the deep 3 off the top of the backboard, out of play. The first quarter has come to an end. A rocket pace early, Chris. 25 points poured in by the Green Wave in the first frame, just 10 for Rockland. The Green Wave leading by 15. What have you noticed so far?
Picking up right where they left off the other night, right? They've right where they left that second half, took them into the other night. They have come out with that intensity tonight instead of waiting to get to the halftime locker room. And Coach Serino would have to make any adjustments. So that's been good to see. I think good to see from them in terms of a setup of how they're going to look going forward too, to take it into the state tournament. Right, that'd be their next game, whenever that might be. Continue to put this pressure on for the next 3 quarters.
Green Wave currently 7th in Division 3, the Rockland Bulldogs. Lining up in Division 4 as part of the small school side of the South Shore League. They are ranked 26th, overall record of 8-11. Biggest impact to their ranking is the opponents that they play. They're a lot higher than Greenfield, which is the seat ahead of them, because they play Abington now 3 times, and you've got Norwell, who's up there in the rankings in their division as well. McSherry is looking for Patterson out of play. Expecting the tournament to begin its first round a little bit later next week. Joshua Benson, he's into the game, the junior.
It's a nice shot.
Byer tore around the rim and falling home, 25-12. Now Maxwell drives in, puts up a bad angle shot, but he finds the bottom of the well.
Green Wave have been able to completely shut out Dominic White so far in this game as well. I might have just jinxed that.
Byer three, good. Maxwell. Jack Riley's going to come back in. Tikhonov another three. That one left short. And then a foul. Riley in for McSherry. Here is Benson. White now Byer. White back to Byer, who bobbled it in the face of Stady.
Good defense here by the Green Wave, keeping everybody in front of him, keeping them out completely out of the paint.
Carpine, Bayer 10 to shoot for Rockland. Benson dishes to Carpine again. Bayer takes the corner three. That one's short. Maxwell another rebound.
Good look by Kingston Maxwell.
Jack Riley in transition, bounces home.
Jack's first bucket of the night.
Maxwell saves it. Patterson there. Jack takes the pull-up three.
Short.
And Tikhonov called for the push-off, his second foul. Andrew Van Looling is going to come in for Tikhonov.
Early minutes for Van Looling tonight.
Travel called on Camo on the far side.
Green Wave maintaining their lead 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Riley has room. He'll take the three. Flanks out.
Coach Serino tried to grab a timeout there in the scuffle. Neil granted one.
Maxwell had it tipped out. Remains a Green Wave ball. Patterson gives to Riley. Thought about the three.
Looks like the boxing one has been implemented by Coach Damon on Stady.
Maxwell fadeaway, no good. Patterson the offensive board. And the bucket, 5:08 to go. 31-15.
Nice pass by Bayer there.
Camo underneath. Patterson open look for three. And that one's home.
Seven points for Patterson on the night already.
Camo underneath, too strong, and he took down Patterson. If my math is correct, 4 different three-point field goals already, or 3 different players have them?
1, 2, 3 different players. Patterson, Stady, and Tikhonov. Maxwell does not.
Which is
Jack Riley does not.
2 of those 3 you wouldn't expect to see on that list. We'll have to track that. How many different Green Wave members get a 3-point field goal tonight? Michael Riley. Now Patterson. Had space. Dumps back to Maxwell. Now McSherry down low.
Oh my gosh.
He took contact. Coach Serino saying that, to quote, that's egregious.
That was, and I really, that's the perfect word. That was bad. You like to give the benefit of the doubt most of the time, but yeah, they definitely, that's a makeup call. He might have got him, but there was what clearly wasn't as obvious as the one before.
White called for the hold on Maxwell. Riley finds Stady. His catch and shoot triple, no good. Michael Riley there for the offensive rebound. Now McSherry's going to take the three.
That looked dead on.
That looked good. Simon Jebra Merriam.
Good job.
Cherry spinning and shooting. He's got another two. 36-19. There was one name, Chris, in the first game that I didn't even attempt.
I think I know which one it was. Styles. Yep.
Will Carpine has the two, and Rockland calls a timeout. 3:40 to go in the second quarter. 36-21. Rockland clawing their way back in, but it's going to be a process against the potent Green Wave offense.
Yeah, I mean, they do appear to be operating on all cylinders right now. Maxwell with 10, Patterson with 7, Stady with 8, McSherry with 4, couple buckets each for Jackra and Michael Riley ticking off with his 3. Well-balanced attack, good ball movement. Looks like Coach Fred Damon's implemented his defense to try to shut down Stady.
We'll see what the matching chess move is on the other side of the floor. Maxwell, Stady, McSherry, Michael Riley, and Chris Patterson on the floor for the Green Wave. Patterson down in the corner. Miscommunication, and that's going to be a backcourt violation.
Good block by McSherry from
Merriam. Stolen away. Stady now picks up the dribble. Riley, Patterson. Back to Michael Riley. Kicks out to Patterson. Another open look for 3. No good. And they're going to get McSherry for an over the back. We'll see if strategy changes, seeing the way some of these calls have been made early. Tipped out by McSherry.
McSherry's going to be wondering what I got to do down there. I get mauled and didn't get anything, and then not quite sure if he even touched that guy on that one.
The ref to the far right corner was the one who didn't make that call and started to get an earful from Peter Serino and just immediately gave a thumbs up and said, yep, message sent, message received. We'll see a kick ball called here on Jebra Merriam. Riley in for Patterson.
Good job by Chris Patterson out there off the bench.
Maxwell spins, got tied up, loose ball on the deck. Maxwell able to regain the dribble and then fire off to Jack Riley. He'll reset with 15 on the shot clock. Down low, Maxwell counted and one on the second, third, fourth effort. Maxwell's free throw. He is good. Doesn't count as a three-point field goal, but a three-point
play. Completes it.
Trevor Merriam held up by Jack Riley. Fourth foul on the Green Wave. 3 against Rockland. Last second substitution, Jake Levy.
Ooh, almost by Michael Riley there.
Riley called for a block. That'll put Rockland in the double bonus.
White his chance to get his first points.
And it's his first. Joe Bayer getting ready to come back in. He will replace Dominic White. 2:09 to play, second quarter, 39-25. Rockland not going away easy. 14-point lead for the Green Wave. Michael Riley, far wing. He'll drive to the top of the key. Jack for 3. Left short. Rebound punched up. Michael Riley able to throw it.
I wonder if he stepped out.
Gonna say he did. Instead of deflecting it out off of Benson. Benson had to pick up the dribble. Brings over to Daniel Johnson. Carpine, Johnson, now Bayer 3. Short, offensive rebound. Levy, now Johnson takes the mid-range jump. Rockland now down 12. Michael, open look for 3. It's good. Fourth different member of the Green Wave to have a three-pointer tonight. Not counting the old-fashioned three-point play. Johnson, triple. Offline. Levy, another offensive rebound. That one's a 2. Left short, Stady is fouled by Carpine.
So far, we've played the second quarter even.
Maxwell, corner 3. Make it 5.
Yep.
.36 seconds to go, about a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now shot clock off as the Green Wave intercepted. Stady had his shot blocked. Now Johnson looking to go back the other way and get around the massive presence that is McSherry. Benson.
That has to be a travel. Okay.
Called for, indeed, the steps.
Hole for 1 here.
15 seconds. Jack Riley will slow the pace. Green Wave will take the last shot of the first half here. Corner, Michael Riley drives in. Jack, open look for 3. Off the glass, no good. And the buzzer sounds. The first half has come to an end. 18-point lead for the Green Wave.
Yep.
A little bit of back and forth. They started dominant, and they let Rockland get a little bit close as 12. Then they were able to pull away and lead by 18.
Close the quarter strong. That was good to see. In the end, they built on their lead. They had after 1, now up 18 at the half. Continuing to build, and come the fourth quarter, be in a good spot for it going forward to close it out.
The last half of the regular season will take place in the Cotter Tournament Championship game when we come back here on Abington Community Access and Media right after this. Hello and welcome back into the gymnasium here at Abington High School. It's third quarter action. The Rockland Bulldogs, the Abington Green Wave, a tale as old as time. It's the Cotter Tournament Championship game. Not the first time these two squads have met in this game, the last of the regular season, as the MIAA playoffs get underway next week. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. He's Chris Coyle. The Green Wave lead 45-27 on some sharp shooting from Tyler Stady, especially Kingston Maxwell with 16 in the first half. 5 different three-point field goal scorers, Chris.
Yes. Keep it up, and here we go, Stady for 3 from the corner to start off the quarter. Hit the wire up top.
If it didn't hit the wire, that might have taken a bounce straight up and gone back in.
It very well might have. But Green Wave continuing 18-point lead. Come out that first possession, defensive intensity, keeping it up. That's good to see. I think the first few minutes here, we'll see if they come out strong again. Could be what you need to keep it going. Nice defense there by Michael Riley.
Quite the opposite of Monday evening when the Bulldogs started launching them from deep early and often. They have 2 triples so far tonight.
Yeah, both by Como. I think it was both either Como and Bayer were the ones who were shooting it there. But of note, Dominic White yet to hit a field goal, and Daniel Johnson only one. It was very towards the end of that very first half. So the Green Wave defense is definitely keyed in on their top scorers, taking them down as well.
Rockland will get positive points by virtue of playing the Green Wave a division up and a very good opponent in the division above them. They are ranked 26th in Division 4, which is right on the bubble. You lose this game, you never know how the power rankings might affect you. The top 32 make it.
To your point, though, who they're playing may offset the fact of the loss almost. The points they get for actually playing them. That was a good look by Jack Riley that led to Kingston Maxwell getting to the line. Maxwell 5 for 5 from the line as well.
Joe Mulbayer. Ring number 3 in navy blue. Give and go for White. Dishes for Carpine. He's fouled. Doesn't get the bucket. So we'll be at the charity strike for 2. Bounces off the iron for Carpine, doesn't get the first one.
That was way off the mark.
Maxwell gets around Johnson, then slows up. Michael Riley lifted his foot just a little bit too much, called for the travel. Johnson, 3, too
White
long.
Went down the heap.
That's Dominic White, who was down in the paint. Looked like he might have gotten his legs swept out from under him.
He has to come out, wouldn't he, if they stop the game for him?
For basketball, I think it's if the trainer has to take the floor, or if there's blood.
Gotcha.
White remains in. Maxwell. More contact. He's taken down.
Go back to the line again.
Foul this time called on Johnson. Maxwell puts the Green Wave up by 20, 49-29. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. White dumps to Johnson. Carpine offline.
Tough break there.
Rebound gathered in by Carpine. He puts it up and in.
It's his 10-point. He leads the Bulldogs on the scoring front. Maxwell's last free throw was his 20th on the night, too. 20th point, not 20th free throw.
It's probably about 10 free throws in now, anywhere between 8 and 10, I'd say. RP called for his second personal. McSherry will be at the line. Cherry hits his first attempt. And 2 for 2. Bear cuts back working against Stady. Now gives to White. He'll step in before dishing it off to Johnson. White into the paint, lost the handle, tie up, and dual possession as Stady had a hand on it. It'll stay with Rockland. 17 seconds for the Bulldogs to shoot.
Good defense there by Abington, though. Still not letting White get going in the paint there.
Bayard quarter 3 is good. Quick timeout called by Coach Fred Damon, with the Bulldogs now trailing by 17. 51-34 is the Green Wave lead. 5:18 to go in the third.
Green Wave with 6 points this quarter, all from the line.
Always interesting to hear where in this wacky world people are watching from. We've got some very loyal viewers down in St. John's, down in the Caribbean. Not the Red Storm, the warm Caribbean.
Nice place to be.
And then Leslie Riley watching down where it's not 15 degrees and very windy and 3 inches of ice on the ground.
Ain't that the truth?
Happy birthday to Scott Almeida, who is also down in the Caribbean. His Stady hits a corner 3. That's the birthday 3 for
there
Mr.
It is.
Almeida.
Yeah, right on time. Right on time.
I would like to point out that looking at the note that Shawn Riley just handed us, I don't think I would have ever gotten Almeida from that.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's kind of tough. You went down there to get upon further review.
20-point lead for the Green Wave, 54-34. Riley clan is always well represented, whether on the stream or here in attendance. A look across the way, you see the matriarch Ann. So that only blotch of non-green color over there, wearing a bright pink sweater. And of course, Uncle Shawn doing the PA announcing and emceeing the Cotter tournament as always. Green Wave looking for a travel as McSherry tips it out of play.
20-point lead here, approaching the halfway mark of the third quarter. Green Waves maintain where they were, increased the lead by 2.
Michael Riley Spin around jumper, no good. Jack punching the rebound, but it's gathered in by Carpe. Johnson as we hit the 4-minute mark in the third. White working against Jack Riley. White floats it up, no good. McSherry the rebound for Abington.
Energy line about to check in.
Stady steps back, flings it for McSherry.
Miscommunication there.
Good hands by Coach Damon on the Rockland bench.
Green Wave still only one basket this half. Have 6 points from the line, but offense has slowed down on both ends a little bit here, though. 9-7 quarter.
Let's see what the Red Bull line has to bring in.
Yeah.
It's Michael and Jack Riley get the breather. Maxwell crosses over. Couldn't get it over the rim. Still just the free throws here in the second half for Abington. McSherry another rebound. Up ahead for Maxwell, and he throws it down.
And the foul.
Count it.
I didn't quite see the foul, but he called the foul.
Loud first field goal, a football pass up, and a little bit of contact as Maxwell jumped up to slam it down.
Brandon Como's 4th foul on the night, too, with that.
He's got 2 of the 3, I believe, triples for Rockland. So he'll be out for much of the rest of this game. Replaced by Jax Leduc. Joshua Benson with it now. Flung over to Leduc in the corner. Step aside 3 is good.
Ball fake up Maxwell up in the air.
Patterson now back to Kingston Maxwell. Him and Stady, the first and only 2 juniors to ever crack the 1,000-point mark here at Abington High School. Maxwell 10 to shoot, corner. Andrew Van Luling lifted his foot, called for the travel. White, Leduc, Benson, Levy, and Johnson
Got a
on
replay.
the floor.
Replay of what happened on this end.
Travel not something you see called a heck of a lot, but this Cotter tournament, they've had a lot of travels called. Taking off, looking for Stady. It's held in by Benson, now Leduc. Floater off the window, doesn't go. Patterson rather taking off the rebound, and he was able to squirt it over to Chris Patterson. And Luling baseline, dumps off for Tikhonov,
Travel
steps
there
through.
too.
Ref on the far side saying he took 3 steps.
To the naked eye, it looked like, right? Sometimes to the naked eye, it looked like a travel. Maybe it's the way it went through. The hesitation of it. Sometimes all Euro steps look like travels, though, too. I grew up in the era pre-Euro step.
The key terminology is the gather step.
Yeah.
They give you 1 step before your first and second steps to gather in the ball. Patterson takes a corner 3. It's left short. Offensive rebound.
Nice dish.
And Leduc comes away with the 3rd chance. McSherry's going to come back in. And Luling back to the bench. McSherry taking off. Maxwell, Stady, Patterson on the floor. McSherry's
Almost didn't have full control of that pass. Just he got him. He got him on the arm. He doesn't like it, but he definitely got him on the arm. Almost like he was bobbling that pass as he was coming through the lane on, and then almost he was going to get too deep, so he had to get rid of it.
Jebber Merriam back in for Rockland. Tipped away by Patterson. Still a 20-point lead despite Green Wave having most of the points in the second half by virtue of the free throw line. Sent in for Levy. Travel 3-second violation. See all of the above. None of it was called. Sherry down low, goes to work against Levy and gets the roll for 2. Ten seconds left in the third quarter. 1 foul to give, and there it is. So he called for a second personal. Carpine in, Jebber Merriam out. Benson with 5. Jomo Bayer. Levy wasn't the option that the Bulldogs were looking for. And they'll come up empty at the end of the third quarter. 59-37, 22-point edge for the Abington Green Wave heading into the fourth quarter. The scoring pretty evenly spread out tonight, especially through the first half for Abington. A stark contrast to the opening round against Millis on Monday, where they had to mount a miraculous second half comeback.
Yeah, maintaining here. I mean, the standing out tonight is the defense. I mean, two different quarters they've held the Bulldogs to 10 points in each of them, the first and third quarter. Maxwell with 23 on the night and Stady with 11. And then you're right, across the board after that, very balanced. McSherry with 8, Patterson with 7, Michael Riley with 5. Jack Riley only with 1 bucket tonight. Layup, a fast break layup. He's got a couple and ticking off with 3. Will Carpine and Jomo Bayer both with 10 for the Bulldogs.
Opening rounds, Rockland defeating Canton, and in all Bulldogs matchup, Green Wave took out Millis. It was Canton victorious over Millis in the consolation game to claim third place here in the 2025 Cotter tournament. A last-second hang-on for the win for Canton.
With a fire delay in between.
With a fire alarm delay. Half-hour fire alarm delay in the middle of that game.
I have it on good word. It was some wiring. Some wiring got a little smoky in one of the closets upstairs. AFD came over and took care of it immediately, and we were able to get playing again.
I heard they had an alarm that was installed for when Chris Nangle entered the school grounds. And when he got here a little bit early for this game is when the alarm started to go off. We'll have to do some further research on whether that was included in the designs of the new high school back in 2017. Nice backdoor pass from Tikhonov to Maxwell. And the Green Wave are firing early. Here's another steal for McSherry. Jake goes in, puts it off the glass. And looks like he wanted to go dunk and just ran out of space.
Looked like he wasn't quite sure what to do there. He's not used to having the ball from half court all the way up. Green Wave turn up the defensive pressure here to stop the second half. Stop the fourth quarter. Try to put this game away sooner than later.
Always interesting to see the strategic battle between these two coaches, two of the better minds of basketball coaching at the high school level. So we saw the Bulldogs implement the box and one against Tyler Stady, and that clearly had an effect. And now the Green Wave kind of answering that with a pseudo full court press, and they've come away with a couple of steals here early in the fourth.
A little helter-skelter right now.
The Duke near side corner, Joshua Benson's triple is good. Rockland timeout as they chase 23 points, 6:37 to go in the fourth quarter.
Coach Damon not taking the timeouts home with him tonight. Just calling his 4th out of his 5 allotment.
So at the very least, if you're Rockland, you want to lose this game by less than 10 points.
Yeah.
To get that little extra.
That may take some doing, to be honest with you. That may take some doing tonight.
It might at this juncture, down 23, 6.5 left. But they are right now on the right side of the bubble at 26.
Yeah.
Just one final set of rankings to come out, and those will be the official pairings for the MIAA playoffs that will start mid to end of next week. Keep an eye on the Twitter account of Peter Serino at Abington AD to find out where the Green Wave may be playing and who. Right now the 7 seed, so they're just about guaranteed a home game. You never know with the MIAA.
And not only the boys basketball, too, both hockey teams will also have also clinched spots in the state tournament.
Maxwell, Riley, Tikhonov, and Stady on the floor. Stady to the corner for Jack Riley. His 3 is good.
Got another list of people who have hit a 3.
6, I believe, now the running total.
You are correct.
6 different Green Wave players have hit a 3-point field goal tonight. Benson looks for his second, doesn't get it, but got his own rebound off the window. That doesn't go. Stady now, loose ball, and Stady comes away with it before running into Jebra Merriam. In comes Tyler Coleman, and number 14, James McCrory. Green Wave lead at 26 now. Stady drives in, floats it up, doesn't get it, and tossed out of play. Michael Riley. There's one thing you can guarantee from the Rileys. They're going to put 100% effort in 100% of the time.
Oh, wow, they call that off of call that one off of Rockland, huh, this Stady.
Stady spin around jumper for 2. Carpine with a floater of his own. Riley in for Stady. He gets pushed off. Little extra shove from James McCrory. McCrory would be what I define as a small forward.
I wonder where the ball's going now.
Back to Stady. With McCrory guarding him, Stady spin around, fade away. In his face, it's good. And that gets the Green Wave bench fired up. Carpine on the other side gets the 2. This is a little bit of the battle we expected to see between these storied rivals.
Where's he going to pull up from here?
Stady again, kicks back to Riley.
Playing within the offense, though.
Riley working against Carpine. He was fouled. Jebra Merriam called for his 3rd personal foul. And a timeout called by Coach Peter Serino, who recently notched his 150th win at the helm of the Green Wave. Very impressive feat for such a short time leading this program. About to wrap up yet another Cotter Tournament Championship. And head back to the MIAA postseason tournament.
Matt, what these last 6 quarters have done too, I think it's helped them turn. I think it's helped them right the ship. They were struggling. I mean, for about a 2 to 3 week stretch there of games, they were winning some, but 3-point win over Carver, 2-point win over Cohasset, 3 out of 4 losses in the middle. Even the first half against Millis was uninspiring, but at halftime of that game on Monday night, something clicked, and it's come right through this game, and maybe this tournament can serve as a springboard for them into the next tournament.
The spirit of Herb Brooks was reincarnated in the Green Wave locker room. Now the message, quite simple from the Green Wave bench: finish. Sadie Maxwell taking off Jack and Michael Riley. Jack over to Michael. Alley-oop for Maxwell, who catches and shoots midair for 2.
Nice ATO bucket right there.
The corner is Leduc. Bayer to the elbow and then kicked back. A high arcing 3 doesn't go for Tyler Coleman. Stadia 3, that's offline. Maxwell gathers in the loose ball. Corner for Tikhonov. Back to Maxwell. He'll slow things up. 25 seconds to shoot. Jumper from the elbow off the back iron. Jebra Merriam for the Bulldogs. Coleman, now Leduc. And here come the wholesale substitutions. Ward, Pease, Kevin Lopes, and Andrew Van Luling all getting ready to enter as we cross the 3.5 minute mark. Leduc blocked by Riley. Here's another look at that block. The special delivery message on that one was, Mom and Dad, this is for you down in the Caribbean. Coleman fouled by Ward. Coleman at the line for 2 shots. Converts his first. And we'll have a look at Marvelous Pleasant, the sophomore. This is Riley Pease, younger brother of 4-year starter Connor Pease, one of the more dominating post players in Green Wave history. Floater for McCrory is good. Of course, Andrew Van Luling, the younger brother of former lacrosse star and basketball and football cornerback Michael Van Luling, now down at Bryant University. The 3 is good for Tyler Coleman. These hands to Liam Ward. Another foul. 2:24 remaining in the 4th quarter. 72-51, Green Wave lead at 21 points. Ward, Lopes, now Van Luling to Pease. He'll take the corner 3, halfway down and out.
Would have added to our list.
Wanted that one.
Added to our list of 3-point makes today.
Van Luling. Ward blocked. Marvelous Pleasant out of play. One of the better athlete names we've seen. Ward, now Van Luling working against Coleman. Riley Pease takes another three, and that one irons out. Jebber Marion the rebound. Up ahead for Coleman. Coleman drops back. There to collect was Griffin Woodward.
Rolls out on him. Good take, rolled out though.
Van Luling. Ward bumps, throws baseline for Lopes. Lopes looking for options. Still 18 to shoot on this elongated 35-second shot clock in the MIAA. We'll have a couple of more substitutions for the Green Wave.
JV call-ups making their appearance.
Kyle Duggan, Matthew Sullivan, and Thomas Kerr will all enter for the Green Wave. They'll finish the season 17-5 as they head to the MIAA playoffs. Currently ranked number 7 in the state in Division III. Kern Sullivan.
Tommy Kerr and Sullivan making their varsity debuts right now. Congratulations to both of them. Duggan got in the other night, made his debut. About to check in. See if we can both get a bucket here.
Floater no good, out of play.
Out of bounce. Duggan checking in.
These are the situations you hope, especially for a guy like Kevin Lopes, who's one of the seniors on this team. You hope he gets the opportunity, maybe launch a three, get some energy going.
Yep.
Coleman thought about the deep three, instead flung it off the face of Jebber Merriam. And Duggan corrals the loose ball.
Shoot it.
Lopes, corner.
Shoot it, Matt.
Sullivan, Lopes. Three.
Off
Irons out, rebound is out of play. You can see every member on the bench standing up. They want it for these guys too.
Yep. Either Lopes the senior or some kids getting their, that's a traveler or a double dribbler or something.
Or yes, all of the above again. Duggan, offensive foul.
Oh, that's a tough break. It would have been a first basket, first varsity points.
42 seconds left. Green Wave up 20. Jebber Merriam at the free throw line, blocked away by Kerr. And now Duggan. Bulldogs not giving up any inch here.
Kerr with the jumper.
Step away, it's good.
Tommy Kerr with his first varsity points.
Nice looking shot.
Yeah.
Shot clock off, and now it's Ward with the steal. Ward goes behind the back, and another offensive foul called for the push-off.
Part of me tells me it's the score and the time that the refs didn't want to see that basket come in.
Coleman down low, Marvelous Pleasant. Adds 2 for Rockland. The buzzer sounds, and the Green Wave are Cotter tournament champions once again. Final score from Abington High School tonight, 75-55. The Green Wave defeating the Rockland Bulldogs. Chris, break down the 2025 Cotter Championship for us.
It was Abington from start to finish, right out of the gate. Didn't have to worry about the slow first half to start. Put the pedal to the metal right away, and maintain the whole way through. The second half became about just maintaining. Once they held serve in the third quarter, the fourth quarter was just mathematics at that point, putting it out. Great to see everybody, the entire roster, get in this game tonight. I think that's good for all these kids who got called up that deserve to get the call up. And if like somebody like Kevin Lopes, who's been there all year, Andrew Van Luling played a lot more minutes than he has in the past. So it was all good to see. I'm just going to mention, since we saw it happen earlier in the game, McCrory just came over to Stady and told him he was sorry for what had happened earlier. So that was good to see.
Hope you'll stay with us as the presentations for the all-tournament team and the Cotter Tournament Championship is Coach Serino and Coach Damon
Yeah, that was
exchanging
interesting.
some words of wisdom following the handshake line. And we'll kick it over to Shawn Riley for the all-tournament team.
We'd like to congratulate from Rockland High School the two members of the all-tournament team, number 3, Jomo Bear, and number 24, Dominic White. And from Abington High School, member of the all-tournament team for the 2025 Shawn Cotter Tournament, congratulations to number 10, Michael Riley. And the MVP of the 2025 Shawn P. Cotter Invitational Tournament, number 11, Kingston Maxwell. And we now like to invite the captains of the championship Abington Green Wave team, Jake McSherry, Kingston Maxwell, Tyler Stady, and Michael Riley, to accept the championship trophy for this year's tournament. Congratulations to the Abington Green Wave. Thank you very much to Abington Bank for supporting and sponsoring this year's tournament. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for supporting Rockland High School and Abington High School sports. Please.
So Chris Coyle, the Green Wave, headed to the playoffs, a final record of 17-5. What do you foresee for Abington as currently the number 7 seed in the MIAA playoffs?
So if they're there, I think this will keep them at least in the top 8, right? Top 8, you're going to get that extra home game no matter when it is. You're looking at the quarterfinal. I mean, anything that's in the quarterfinals at that point, especially what they came into expecting the season, I think that's the starting point, and then see what happens once you get there, right? I mean, 7 or 8, you're going to draw a top 2 seed at that point and see what happens. I think Norwell was the 2, so we saw they went to overtime earlier this year. In Norwell, you'd be on a neutral court probably at that point. So I think the quarters is your goal, and then move forward from there.
Green Wave, Cotter Tournament champions once again, defeating Rockland in the 2025 championship game, 75-55. It's been a fun week here at Abington High School. Wouldn't be possible without the support of our friends at Abington Community Access Media, of course, executive producer Kevin Tachi, director and producer all week long, Mike the Postman Simmons, intern Gabe
Jameson.
And Jameson for their fine work in tonight's 2 games. My broadcast partner, Chris Coyle. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson on behalf of the entire Abington Cam Circus of friends. We will see you in the playoffs, and have a good night, everybody.